I'm making this video sometime in April 2025, and between January 2025 till the date that I'm making this video on, I have received at least 15 to 20 consultations for the very same topic, and that is people have tried to enter Canada without a valid visa, without a valid travel document. They have been stopped at the border, and this all happened at the land border. They have stopped at the border, and the CBSA officer had issued Section 44 report, which is known as the Inadmissibility Report, against all of them. Till that date, none of them have any idea what an inadmissibility report is, and now their chances of coming back to Canada have become that much slimmer. And that's just only because of a mistake that they did not realize that they should not be there at the port of entry without a valid visa / a travel document. Let's try to understand what went wrong in those situations for you to ensure you do not repeat those mistakes. I'm Nilatri Mukherjee. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I practice in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. So, simplistically speaking, you have to understand that if you are trying to enter the country, okay, you need to have a valid visa or a travel document for you to enter into the country. Some people do not understand the difference between a visa and the legal status, and they make these mistakes. Okay, so if you are a work permit holder in Canada, for example, your work permit is a legal status in Canada, but that work permit won't let you enter into the country. In order for you to gain an entry into the country, you need to apply or need to have a valid temporary resident visa on your passport. Okay, in 50% of the situations that I have seen, people were confused that, well, I do not need a TRV or a temporary resident visa because I am a work permit holder, I'm a study permit holder. That is absolutely incorrect. Regardless of the validity of your study permit or regardless of the validity of your work permit, you need a visa which is just a stamp or a sticker on your passport if you are from one of those visa required countries in order for you to enter into the country. The situations that I have explained to you where people were not sure, they have been stopped at the border, the officer asked them a bunch of questions and they were not probably able to answer those questions to the satisfaction of the CBSA officer, and in all these situations the officer had written respective Section 44 report, inadmissibility report, which basically means that they have been stopped from entering into the country, they have been sent back to the US from where they're coming from, and all of them have been asked to apply for an authorization to return to Canada should they want to make a return to Canada. Now, all said and done, authorization to return to Canada is a super discretionary application. There is absolutely no guarantee that even a very well-made application will be accepted. The chances of success in any ARC is extremely limited. So that's something you have to keep in mind, okay? In other situations, and which is more precarious to me, is that people still think in 2025 that it is not that difficult for them to come to Canada without a valid PR card or with an expired PR card, or sometimes with no PR card stating that I was once a PR 10 years back, or maybe 3 years back my PR card had expired due to XYZ reason. Now kindly give me an entry under the humanitarian and compassionate grounds. In all these situations, except for one, in all these situations, officers have issued inadmissibility report against them. In one situation, the officer was kind enough and she said that, you know what, I could issue you an inadmissibility report, but I'm just not doing that. Go back where you're coming from, apply for the permanent residency travel document online, and then come to Canada. So if your permanent residency travel document has expired, if your PR card has expired, so to say, you have to make an online application, and if your PR card has expired long ago, that application will have to be under the humanitarian and compassionate grounds to ensure that you are able to come to Canada with a PRTD should that application is approved. Now, there is absolutely no guarantee that this application will be approved, but that is the proper way. It may take a very long time to get processed. It may take 6 months, 8 months, and I am having cases where people have been waiting for literally 1.5 to 2 years because their background check is probably taking that longer. Who knows what's the reason? But the point is, regardless of the time that IRCC takes, you need to be having a valid PRTD if your PR card has expired in order for you to make an entry to Canada, and that application in 90% of the times will be an online application. Depending on the situation, in at least 10-15% of the times, it will be a paper-based application. But you cannot just come, and you should not just come to Canada without a PRTD saying or requesting that, you know what, my PR card has expired, I will be a bona fide PR this time, please give me my PR. If you have been given an inadmissibility report, it's almost gone. Yes, you can appeal, yes, you can do this and that, but it's probably for your better investment of your time, money, energy, and emotional investment, so to say, not to get into those process and simply follow the process as being advised by IRCC, which is to apply online. So these are some of the situations that I have just explained to you to ensure that you do not get into this kind of a situation. But just in case you are into any of these situations, it may be a good idea to come for a consultation, discuss your situations with me. I deal with this kind of situations a lot. Probably I'll be in a position to navigate through the situation. Now, there is no guarantee that there will be a solution in the end, obviously, because depending on the situation, it may be too late. But if you still feel there is a requirement for a legal opinion, for a case-specific opinion, more than welcome to hop into our website, nuvonation.ca, book a relevant professional consultation. I'll be very happy to have a case-specific discussion. Hope this helps. Bye now.